Hello, CK.
Baske, very interesting reel you had put up the other day.
Yes, we discussed something about group riding,
Group riding,
middle-age riding.
middle-age riding, designated persons or, people occupying the upper echelons of the management and their riding style.
Just an example. Don't want to generalize that aspect. Group riding, especially middle-age, the returning motorcyclist, somebody who is say 10 years younger to us or our age or maybe a little older also. We can relate to that, and perhaps that age can relate to us what we say to an extent.
I think what you mentioned or what you have observed, I think that trend is only for these motorcyclists who are returning, because I never noticed that trend in you. Those riding patterns or those riding habits, riding in the extreme right hand of the road, the fast lane. I never noticed that in you.
In our group, 5 of us, that doesn't happen. None of us ride at the extreme right end. Probably because all of us have been riding. At least most of us have been in touch with motorcycling, evolved from the small motorcycles to the mid-size to the slightly bigger motorcycles, and then some smaller motorcycles. And then this, okay, we'll come to this later. Yeah, it is important at this age where we are to have an understanding and a comfort with the people we ride. How do we make friends? We hang around a bit, we chat a bit, we have a coffee, we have a dinner, maybe have a drink if situation permits or the lifestyle is as such. And then slowly, automatically we gravitate towards certain people. And then after some time, we understand a little more about them. They understand a little more about me. And then it tends to continue, or slowly one of us will go away because maybe the vibes are not the same. And there is no right or wrong. It is just a personal choice. Each one of us is different, what we like, what we don't like. Same way with motorcycling. Motorcycling brings many together, and then sustaining that and making closer groups within that, which is natural, depends on motorcycling aspect. Some choose the socializing aspect as the primary driving to mix with certain people. But that doesn't work well always on the road.
And even on the long run as well, Baske.
I mentioned it some time back. How one behaves on the road is how one is likely to behave everywhere else. Or how one behaves everywhere else is how they are likely to behave on the road. So there is a relation. So this is more specific to on the road behavior. When I ride with you and 3 others, 4 others, I don't need to be so concerned about what you guys are doing. I don't have to watch out. Not just for you, but if it's going to have an impact on me, watch out for myself. I'm comfortable. I believe, I know you're responsible. You can take care of yourself. You would not do something stupid to endanger yourself, others, or me.
Yeah.
That's the comfort. So if I don't see you in the mirror for a while, I am not going to immediately be concerned what's happened. Or if you go away in the front, whatever reason, which we do once in a way, we just want to open up a bit, or I get stuck behind some vehicle, you have an open path, you go away. I'm not going to be trying desperately to catch up with you. I know you would ride as far as you're comfortable and then probably roll off, let me catch up. And we ride at similar speeds for most of the time. Yes, you have a slightly higher average speed, but that's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory. It's just that I'm comfortable, stretching my legs a little bit. I think it's okay as long as I'm well within my limits. And I think you also brought up an interesting topic about the vehicles, right? I know you have speed limits on the highways and stuff like that. What's your take on that? You have a group of vehicles and you're stuck behind. Do you still follow the traffic rules at the speeds?
I don't want to pretend to be Snow White, or we're all black sheeps in some way. Okay, so there's no preaching or telling anybody what to do. Don't break rules. It is not about being right. It is about being appropriate. Is it appropriate on a 6-lane highway to go at 80 kilometers per hour, which is the speed limit, on the right lane?
That means you are endangering yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, endangering yourself.
Why should I endanger myself? By trying to follow some rules. So it's very tricky area. I am not supporting rule breaking. All I say is let us be appropriate to the situation.
Yeah.
Let us be appropriate to the situation. Not try to be some by the book person and put self and everybody else into danger. So we'll get that out of the way. I do not support breaking traffic rules. All I say is be appropriate as per the situation, adapt the riding. Reading the book and trying to go by the book doesn't work.
Yeah, because I've seen, many of these trucks, they go on the extreme right lane. I mean, we can imagine the plight of the truck driver. He's been driving hours together with this huge load in that searing heat in the cabin. So we can understand him.
They take the path of least resistance where they don't have to stop, slow down and regain momentum all the way. They are struggling as it is.
Yeah.
So they find the rightmost lane is the lane they can hold that 40 or 50 kilometers per hour and keep going. So we have to adapt. Yeah. So does it mean I stand there right behind him and wait, honk and say, this is overtaking lane, please move out of the way? It doesn't matter. So it's more about being appropriate for the situation, and it is dynamic. The same thing doesn't apply everywhere.
Yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed, in our group of 4 or 5 riders that we commonly or many times hang around together on a ride. Your riding pattern for that matter, straight roads or empty roads, you're very sober. You go at the permissible speed limits. You don't try to push hard just because the roads are empty. Yes, I've seen you weave, but that's only to overcome that convoy of vehicles.
To get away from that.
Yes, I've seen you do that, and I feel it's like there's nothing wrong with it, because you're not holding yourself or getting, stuck in that traffic maze.
And another thing that happens in our group is our pace. Yes, there is something which we always say, ride at your own pace. That is important. Ride at your own pace, which you are comfortable at. My mood changes. It is not always I want to ride at 100. Sometimes, for whatever reason, I'm enjoying something, I will slow down. But the priority is the group. I will not put my personal comfort ahead of the group's interest. Of course, not over speeding. The group is going at 100 on a nice, open, clear highway. I see something nice, beautiful on either side. I roll off and I travel at 60 kilometers per hour enjoying the scenery. That is complete irresponsibility. That is irresponsible. Just because I'm in my comfort zone, I'm happy riding it. What about the group? People cannot be waiting for you to come. So it is a balance. Riding within my reasonable limits and also ensuring I don't fall behind too far and slow the entire group down. A group is only as fast as the slowest rider.
Yeah. True.
If I want to go at 60 kilometers per hour on the highway, then I should do it alone. Yeah. Do it alone, don't go with the group. Do not go with the group and ride like there is nobody that is waiting for you, following you. There is a place, there is a time. Okay, we need to make this place in 6 hours. Let's do it in 6 hours. True. Pushing it, we can do it in 4.5. But we generally do it in about say 5.5 or 6 hours. So when on the bike, move. Really need a break, stop.
Yeah, there's no point in meandering.
Yeah, pottering around on the highway, just because I just want to relax a bit.
It's okay, you pull off 5 minutes, 10 minutes, bio break if necessary, some water, and you're back up.
Group is important. The group dynamics is important. Sometimes if I have to get to the edge of my comfort zone to keep up with the group, I will do it. I will do it being aware. Yes, I am now pushing. My focus is where it should be. I am not sightseeing and enjoying life. Let me focus, catch up, Catching up is a difficult part. If the group rides at close to the limit of my comfort zone, I should know if I fall behind, I'll have to get out of my comfort zone to catch up.
I think that's when mistakes tend to happen. Yeah, if you're outside your comfort zone. Because see, you're comfortable riding at, say, for example, 120 kmph.
Okay.
Now that's the highest that you can, comfortably maneuver. You will obviously prefer riding at 90 to 100.
Yeah.
You will call on that reserve strength when needed.
Not always on that 120.
You don't want to ride always on the boil.
I can do 120,
Yes.
but not constantly. I could ride at 100. I'm there. If necessary, I can push to 120. I need to keep to that 100 if the group is running at 100. If the group is running at 100 and I run at 80, then the time I have to spend on 120 to catch up with the group is not great. It's not good. I don't want to spend half an hour trying to catch up with the group. I can understand 10 minutes, a quick ride through, catch up with the group. If I have to push for an hour to catch up with the group, doesn't make sense.
It's like you're stressing yourself.
Yeah, including the group.
Yeah,
Then the group will stop.
true.
Hey, yallappa, where is this fellow? Where is this fellow? Two things happen. There is a bit of concern and worry also. We always do that. None of us falls behind so much that we have to blast for kilometers together to catch up. The thing is to be aware and prevent that thing from happening. Keep sight. You're losing sight. As soon as you lose sight, pick up the pace to catch back up. Do not allow that thing to say, I'm enjoying the scenery. That is again not being very appropriate in the situation.
Yeah.
So this is the most important thing in group dynamics when we are riding, especially at this age, and we are a team. We go together, we have a plan, and there is not you go, I will join you. No, that doesn't work with us. All these years, have we ever said to any of us, each other, say, you go, I will catch up with you? No. No.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think the first time when I started riding out with the big bikes, it was always like we used to go to the destination together, whereas coming back was like you were on your own. Not a great thing to do. But then riding with you, that was like corrected big time, I would say. Yeah. That was something that I learned from you. It's like, you go to the destination and you come back to your home all in together. And that's a safety aspect as well.
And if I am having difficulty in a particular type of terrain where we ride frequently and I am struggling, I don't feel comfortable, I am not safe, practice, take a lesson, get better, rather than saying, you guys go, I'm not coming. That is okay. You guys go, I'll come slowly.
Yeah. So that also, causes or it creates doubts in the other people's mind. And instead of me enjoying the ride, I would be more worried about, okay, where is Baski?
Enjoying the ride, forget that. I have to take care of myself in the tricky terrain. I don't have time to watch out for everybody else. That's the thing. If I improve my skill so that I can take care of myself to the best possible extent, and if everybody does that, I don't need to really be constantly looking out for others. Yes, we are always there to step in if needed, no doubt.
True.
If you have attended a training lesson, you have worked hard at it, you have become a better rider, that gives me confidence and comfort that yes, he's got the skill, so I don't need to stress and have high BP. Or where is he? I can't see him in the mirror, what's he up to?
Yeah.
And you don't need to drop so far back, right?
It's not necessary because you'd be able to manage and keep up pace.
And if it is a terrain so tricky, I have been invited to a few rides, certain type of terrain. I have declined. I said, I'm not coming because I would be too slow. I would stress myself out. I would stress those people even more out. And I don't want to get into a situation where I am badly out of my comfort zone, pushing myself beyond the limit to catch up with them. And they have to ride too slow to make sure I keep up with them. I just don't ride with them. That is okay.
It's okay, no?
There is nothing wrong in that. Hey guys, I cannot keep up with you. Your pace is much higher. Again, it is not right and wrong. Yeah. It is not. It's a personal choice.
It's your comfort. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And going back, that's how our groups have filtered. We have come where generally we are all in that same pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, okay. You're in our group. There is always you are a little bit faster. Anyway, you have the ability to go faster.
Yeah.
The willingness to go at that speed. I don't have. I chicken out a little. I'll be the first one to chicken out. Then KK will chicken out. Then you are the one to chicken out. I mean, I'm talking of certain situations.
And the lines that you pick as well, Busky, say 4-laner things. You want to talk more on that because I find you impeccably good at maintaining those lines and you do it consistently.
Okay, thanks for that. I do it because I am present there. It's not that my mind doesn't wander. It's easy to go into la la land. Yeah, I ride, I think about all these things.
Rider hypnosis.
Yeah, hypnosis. Yeah, we are talking about highway hypnosis.
Highway hypnosis, yeah.
Highway hypnosis. How to avoid highway hypnosis? Be there. Be present. Watch the road. Yes, subconsciously gears will shift, RPMs will drop, will feather the brake and everything. Those controls happen subconsciously. But for that to happen, we have to be observant with the ear and with the eyes. So I cannot be in la la land and think my subconscious will take over. It will only take over if I perceive something. If I don't perceive a threat, subconscious is not going to take over.
Have you ever experienced it, Busky?
No.
The same thing with me. I just failed to connect with this highway hypnosis.
Maybe because we haven't experienced it, we don't know about it. It is possible. Some people might have experienced it. I am looking at it in such a way, possibly by being there, being aware, working. The mind is working, the body is working, picking lines, watching the road, watching the traffic. When I am there, hypnosis doesn't happen. Hypnosis happens when we get into one zone. Everything goes out of the picture.
Okay. So it's more like the other things blurs out.
Yeah, they blur out. We're not there. Actually not there. So everything becomes a blur.
Interesting and scary.
It's scary. I think people who go through that, I haven't gone through, so I cannot really, say much about it. One of the ways to avoid it is by being aware, by being present, by being there. That is why I don't listen to music.
Neither do I.
I don't listen to music. My attention is on the road, on the mirror. I don't have to work hard at it. It just happens. Mirror, road, road.
I think it's a practice. At least for me, Busky, when I'm riding, I make it a triangle. Okay, so like your eyes start from the left mirror. You go up in the front, see at the front, see the right. And then you just keep oscillating between these. It can be in a cyclic or a non-cyclic manner. But that's something that I always practice. And that makes you aware of the situation that you are in. You can observe, okay, there's a guy or there's some obstacle coming in, there's some animal over here that's trying to cross the road or stuff like that. It makes you all the more aware. And that keeps me on majority of the times. Do you do something like that?
It is anticipating. Would that vehicle come this way? Everything is chances are. There is nothing 100%.
Yeah.
We minimize the chances of something going wrong. I have noticed several people who are prone to that la la land thing, go off somewhere and deep into that. Say, I am in a zone riding my motorcycle. Very dangerous. Don't do that. Is all I would say. Don't be in the zone. Don't listen to music. What I have noticed with that music listening and going into a la la land, into a beautiful trance on my motorcycle and a different world, they are woken out, or let me say, shaken out of their zone. They'll be on the high speed lane. A vehicle comes behind them and goes, bang! Oh, okay, I go to this. So, do not allow that. Minimize the chances of being in the wrong lane in the zone.
Yeah.
So, if there is no music, a little bit of wind noise, watching the speed, the dials, the gauges, peripheral vision. Any unusual movement in the mirror, it catches immediately. How do the brakes feel? It's a constant activity going on. When that happens, nobody needs to shake one out of the slumber or that zone.
Yeah.
Music it works for some. It may work for some. To a large extent, I have found those who listen to music go off into their own la-la land. They end up being in the wrong lane without realizing. Without realizing. And when listening to music, there is no hustling and catching up. It's always, of course, unless you listen to AC, DC or something, want to slam the throttle and go. Lane position is very important. How do we know which lane? Like I said in the previous reel, being aware of where the motorcycle is on the highway.
Yeah.
Junction coming up, U-turn coming up. There's a gap in the median. There's a U-turn coming up. That should grab the attention quite some way back. Immediately start to roll off. Before rolling off, anybody is there right behind. All this happens in a sequence, It's not like very consciously, oh, I'm going to roll off. Let me look in the mirror. It's practice. Being aware, being on the motorcycle, always knowing which lane we are in.
Okay, so you roll off the throttle, I come down a gear because I believe maintaining optimum engine revs so that in case I need, I just throttle my way out.
Yeah, once long distance, enough gap between two in the same lane, no issue, same line, median coming up, I am going to roll off.
Yeah.
You immediately shift lanes.
Yes.
In case I have to brake, there is room for you to come to a stop.
I need to calculate, I need to reassure myself of the braking distance.
And this you do automatically.
Yeah, because I don't want to rear end you.
Yeah, and when I'm going to roll off. So that is the kind of thing. And even if I don't roll off, you have just taken a preventive measure. Yeah. And you can always come back to where you are, right, with the same line.
True. I think that's sort of a mutual understanding of each other's riding pattern. And I think this comes more with years of experience, more years that you spend riding together, understanding the other person. I think that's what leads
being
to it.
aware, being present when riding the motorcycle. Going into dreamland is different. Some people do it. They do it. I have nothing to say to that. Being aware, the chances of something going wrong is less.
Is it just a dream, or is it just the dreamland that he's getting into, or was he pissed off with something on the road that could also lead to such situations?
Yeah, I mentioned some time back, don't carry anger onto the motorcycle.
Yeah, you had mentioned that.
Don't carry anger. Were you there with me that ride? That Kawasaki?
Yes.
You were there, right?
Yes,
We were going somewhere.
Old Madras Road.
And we had a rider came in to the petrol bunk to fill gas at 6 a.m. The bunk was supposed to open. They didn't open. They opened at 6:08 or 6:09, just before 6. It was 7-8 minutes late.
6:10, I think.
7-8 minutes late, and he was annoyed and he shouted, abused, screamed at all of them, foul language. I will report you to your manager. I know who owns this bunk. He pasted all of them, and he was on a sports bike, a 1 liter bike for inline 4 Kawasaki. I don't know, whatever that is, maybe a ZX-10R or something.
Yeah, it was a ZX-10R, and from what I understood, it was in a stage 3 of the mods.
Oh, yeah.
Performance mods done.
We could hear him. He was riding with us at normal pace. We went to the same filling station on the other side. So we took a U-turn and came back. And allowed him to fill first because he was so annoyed. Tearing hurry. He filled the gas, revved the shit out of it, went to the road, went all the way because he had to make a U-turn and come back and blasted off. And we were on our bikes, we were riding. And then an hour later, we saw a bit of a traffic, a group gathering. What looked at that time when we were getting like some sort of an incident. And then we saw the green pieces of body plastic strewn across, and then that completely mangled motorcycle.
Yeah. Sorry, isn't it?
Yeah, so unfortunate. Things happen, none of us can stop anything. All we can do is minimize the chances of something going wrong. That is all. Can't say that anger from another incident carried forward onto the motorcycle, riding with anger, aggression. This is where the aggression ended up with.
Yeah.
Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Stop. Calm down. Ride again. Do not carry the anger onto the motorcycle. If there is an incident, a close call, an argument, a fight, abusive language, it happens. Even I still lose my cool sometimes, and middle fingers and abusive language and
we all do,
finger waving, hand waving, leg waving, whatever other things waving. So finally that happens, heartbeat goes up, the anger is high, then stop. Calm down. It's not worth riding in that kind of a
agitated
mindset. Reactions, the way we respond to things is only going to be terrible.
Yeah, true.
Back off. You got pissed off once at a toll. Many years ago. It's a decade ago, probably,
Yes.
about 10 years ago, where you got pissed off at a toll because of some change issue, and it became such a big issue, and everybody was revving the bikes in anger. So, yeah, you've done that. It's
Been there, done that, and
learning from it still. Every day you're learning. Like I said, neither you or me are Snow Whites. We are black sheep sometime also. So it is not preaching, promoting, saying I am like this, but not at all. Make mistakes, immediately correct, learn, improve. It's just that over the years, practice. It's not worth it. It is not worth getting angry and riding on a motorcycle angry. It is not worth trying to prove a point to a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
No point. What are we trying to prove?
Man.
All it takes is one touch. The four-wheeler, nothing happens. They have that safety.
A simple mirror swipe from your car is good enough.
A tap is enough to throw the motorcycle out.
Yes.
Doesn't take much for a bike to fall. So trying to prove a point to an aggressive car or a jeep or whatever it is, outcome can be nasty. Is it really worth? Do I want to teach that fellow a lesson?
No.
Behind a slow moving vehicle, most of the time a truck, the middle lane, coming up, want to overtake, there's a car coming. Invariably, cars are quite fast nowadays on the fast lane. Yes, I can go at my own pace. The car is going to come, slow down, because I was ahead. I moved first, so I will go. The car should wait. Yes, it works most of the time. The car will wait most of the time. What if that fellow is a moron who doesn't give a damn? So what happens to all your bravado? All he comes, it has happened to me.
Yeah.
I've learned from him many years ago. I've done this. The car, I was squeezed between the truck and the car. Just a few inches. Somewhere I would have.
I think, Baski, that is where I always maintained maturity is in doing the small things the right way. It's not like delivering big things, but the small things done in the right way, that makes a mature person or a mature rider.
It is, there is no 100% safe ride. Being on a motorcycle is a risk.
True.
So all we can do is minimize the chances of something going wrong. No need to magnify it. As it is, it's a risky proposition. On top of that, why give an opportunity, one irate, road rage is so common these days. And with that four-wheeler, all it takes is, I've seen a lot of four-wheelers and two-wheelers have problems and get into a problem. And the person who ends up getting hurt is the motorcycle fellow. Nothing happens to the car. I know this fellow, I know this policeman, I know I am the son, my father is a collector, It doesn't matter if you are in hospital. I mean, nothing will happen. No police officer can bring your broken bone back or anything worse. Nothing can be done. So why even take it to that limit? Not worth it.
I remember once he had schooled me, I would say, because I did a wrong overtaking maneuver on a two-laner road on the Hero X Pulse. You were like, why do you want to leave your fate on others?
Good.
That is what you mentioned. It rings in my head. And whenever now these days on the two-laners, I observe a lot before I pull off that maneuver.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
I remember that. What you did was you have handed over responsibility to that vehicle. Completely your safety, you have given the responsibility to a stranger on the road, believing he will make way for you.
Yeah.
You have so much faith in somebody just coming in a vehicle. There is enough room. There's a truck going, you are overtaking, there's another vehicle coming. Plenty of room. It's a wide two-laner. There is no problem. That person at that time made way. He didn't have to go off the road, but he had to make a move to allow you to go. It's okay, nice fellow. But you handed over responsibility to him, right? I've seen people who will not move. So you have come into my lane and they will close shave on purpose to frighten you. People have tried to frighten me many times because they think I am in their lane. So they'll come, bully. Yappa, work. Go. No, not worth it. Yeah, you did that. I know. You handed over responsibility. Why do you, as it is a risk, on top of that, to some stranger on the road, we are handing our safety, giving it to that person and say, please take care of me by getting out of my way. That's not going to work, no? True. That doesn't work.
And post that, I've always ensured that I observe the tires of the vehicle that I'm overtaking.
Yeah, the front wheel.
The front,
it's indication.
Indication.
One of the indications, it is not the sole, but yeah.
So I do that. I observe the mirror.
You can see the driver's face.
Yes, see the driver's face. See what is he? Is he smoking? Is he looking at the road? Or is he having a banter? Yeah, the pan. I've had it twice, Basti.
I have had spotted jackets a couple of times.
So I've learned that, and all of this happens in a split second because that's what you have time to make the decision whether you're going to overtake him or pull back. So, thank you for that.
Even following a bus, overtaking a bus, very careful of somebody spitting out of the bus, or unfortunately, a lot of people have travel sickness, they throw up out of a bus. So, those are all things we have to be a bit, because I've faced all that. I have been pasted with, unbelievable thing. And at no point did I go and curse that person who threw up. That dude is suffering, poor fellow. What will you do? Throw inside the bus? Throw up outside the bus. I happen to be there. Nothing against those people. They fall sick. Travel sickness. I am one of the lucky people. I don't have travel sickness. Okay?
Me too.
Yeah. So I'm sorry for those people who have travel sickness. That to traveling in a public bus. They don't have any air sickness bag like we have in airlines. Poor guy, they just throw up on the outside.
And even the diesel smell within the buses, old rickety buses, also adds to it.
So all these things we need to be a bit more mindful and watchful. Anyway, so do the best possible to be safe. Second, be appropriate when riding in a group. We are riding in a group, there's a certain pace we need to set. If it means riding close to our comfort zone for extended duration, so be it. Because if we fall back, it's going to take exceeding the comfort zone to catch up.
True. Another aspect that I wanted to share with you, or you, rather than me sharing, you were the one who sparked that thought. CEOs, CXOs, CTOs.
I've seen a few.
I still get a good laugh at it because I've seen them carry their designations on the road, Busty.
Why carry your designation on the road? Everybody is equal, doesn't matter. The motorcycle or the car you drive, doesn't matter. There are some people who behave that way. It doesn't mean I respond to them in that way. Doesn't matter. That's it. Go. If that's what makes you feel good, you're the big CEO, go. Doesn't matter. Unfortunate. So, whoever thinks that I can carry my designation onto the road,
Not the brightest thing to do.
brightest thing to do. Couple of things. One, you won't be very popular. Though people will come and say, yes sir, yes sir. Once you turn around, they'll say, second, it's a risk, it's a danger. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. On the road, it's kind of every person for themselves. Self-preservation is the first thing. So it doesn't matter if somebody is on a TVS, riding through a villager is riding with that haystack and riding slowly. He is a villager. It is near his village and that is what he does for a living, and he is going to carry that haystack on his TVS heavy duty XL. If you are riding a motorcycle that costs 100 times what that costs, it doesn't matter.
To him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to him. He doesn't give two hoots who you are. You're not paying his wage or you're not employing him. So, yeah, CEO, CXOs. Also, one more thing, CEOs, CXOs, CFOs, or whatever it is, they have a responsibility. The company depends on them. If they are in such a high position, if they are in a big position, there's a lot of responsibility on them. The investors depend on them. The employees depends on them. There is a project or a couple of projects depending on them. So if something was to happen, yes, I get paid, I sit in hospital with a broken leg and I come out and I say, yeah, I'm okay, that's also covered by the company, all paid for. But the amount of grief that can be caused down the system, not worth it. So the responsibility is also there. To be in shape, to be fit enough to go back to work the next day and deliver on the responsibilities given.
Yeah, that's interesting. You brought the topic of the downtime for CEO. In my initial days of career, a CEO's printer is not working, it's a serve-to directly. So you can imagine how it works.
And the family, a lot of people depend. And in the other podcast I had mentioned, whenever I ride out, my family is concerned for me. They say, yes, I hope he will be safe and he will come back. I need to demonstrate to them every time that I am responsible by always wearing gear, by updating my location, where I am, by letting them know where I am staying, what is my plan. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes years of work to get this.
Yeah.
So the returning middle-aged motorcyclist, there is a lot of resistance. I am sure many of you have that resistance at home. For safety reasons, they are only concerned. Ayyo, ee vayasali bike tond hogtiya, yakappa, go in the car. Why are you taking the bike and going at this age? Don't. Especially the elders will pounce on you and say, no, and they will discourage, have negative thoughts. This is the biggest thing when returning. I was always riding right through. You were riding right through, so it's nothing unusual. So the things continued. So coming back, so how do we overcome that fear and gain support of all those people? By being responsible, by starting slowly. Explaining. It's not going to happen quickly. It will take time. We have to demonstrate. Just by talking, I will be safe. I will ride slowly. No, I will be safe. I will ride slowly. Okay, but demonstrate that fact by buying proper gear and say, I'm buying all this. Second, this is where I am going. This is who I am riding with. This is where I am staying. And this is my plan. I will leave at this time, come back and stick to that plan. I'll be home by 8. Get home by 8 or at least by 8:30. If it's going to be later than that, stop and send a message. I am still there because of traffic. I will reach. Do that. Keep doing that. Most of the time, you'll get to a stage where your family will be okay to let you go without. Don't go. I still want to go. Don't go. Don't go. Why you want to go so far? There's too much of pressure, and that it leaves a bit of a funny feeling when leaving. No, they say constantly on your case.
Yeah, and you carrying their expectations or it weighs heavily down on you.
It affects the riding.
You don't really enjoy the riding, and especially on the returns. That's what I keep telling my family as well. Okay, now I know for sure I'll be back home by 5:30 or 6. I'm gonna intentionally say I'll be there by 7:30 or 8.
Give it a gap so that you don't have to cut it too fine.
Yeah. So they'll be pleasantly happy. Oh, you've come 1 hour ahead of schedule. So
We keep doing that, we convey confidence. We keep doing that, we convey confidence. Then slowly they build. This is especially important for middle-aged motorcyclists. Convey the message, give the confidence, repeat. What is the best proof and evidence of the things we follow? It is the action. The things we say we will follow. The things we will say we will do. I will do that, I will do it. By doing it. When we do it, we give the confidence. So today, fortunately, my family, my parents, they are okay. They are concerned. They say, okay, be safe, we have fun and come back. So when I'm there, I send a message. On the way, I'm having a tea, a coffee, I send a message. And I let them know whom I am with.
I think that's very important.
And where I am staying. I'll let you know. I'll message. We'll reach. I'll let you. And go there and sit down, then call will come. I have reached. Drinking beer. They are only concerned. They only care. They care for you. They love you. They want you to be safe. By being annoyed and angry, by responding, by switching off, by making it not reachable. And today it is very easy to check with where we are staying, whether there is a signal, a mobile signal or not. Sometimes we go to places where there is no signal.
True.
So I let them know there is no signal there. So the closest place where I think could likely be the last place where the signal, I'll say, okay, now going out of range, I will message tomorrow. And first thing in the morning, whenever I get a chance to get a message, I'll say yes. So these are the things we must do, especially middle-aged motorcyclists, returning motorcyclists, because we are doing something unusual as it is by going on a motorcycle. When they say, car tondogappa, take the car and go. Why you want such a beautiful car you have? Why you want to go on the motorcycle?
True.
These are the things we should take care, and that is when families will support, will encourage, and also want to join us sometime.
Yes.
Yeah, you've been out with your family on your motorcycle. I have been out with the family.
It works that way, yeah.
Let's be responsible. Nothing is bulletproof. Nothing is 100%.
Yeah.
Nothing is certain. Everything is a percentage. Let us increase the percentage of safety, minimize the percentage of danger. Let us increase the percentage of confidence in our family, minimize their worries and concerns by behaving responsibly. Do not carry your designation onto the road. When riding in a group, ride appropriately, not always necessary. This is my comfort zone, this is how I will ride. Maybe you won't be invited for the next ride with them.
Yeah, it's happened with me.
Before I got dumped in some groups, I dropped out of the group because I couldn't keep up with them. I will not say they were riding fast. It's just that I had to be completely out of my comfort zone to ride with them. So why bother them? Why bother myself? Why keep out of it? The kind of motorcycles I ride also are capable of much higher speeds. Beda, peace.
I think you'd be pretty sure what you're comfortable with and lead to it. Simple.
Anyway, so that's about it. There is no right or wrong here, black or white. It's all shades of grey,
Yeah.
isn't it?
True.
So none of us are Snow Whites, none of us are perfect, neither. I make a lot of mistakes, I break some traffic rules. As best possible extent, we follow traffic rules and appropriate in each circumstance. Do we overspeed? Yeah, sometimes we do. What is overspeed? Going at 50 at a 40 zone is overspeed. So it's very difficult. It's not a black and white decision. It's different shades of grey. Do the best possible. Self-preservation without endangering other road users. All are equal.
Yeah.
Some more equal than others.
True.
Thank you. I hope you find this useful. Please share what you think about it in the comments and we will do our best to respond. Take care. Be safe.